Hello everybody, my name is Rob and this is a video on Maketoys Quantron. It's their version of Computron. I recently got my hands on this set off of TF Source for their Black Friday sale. I'll include a link in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself, although unfortunately the sale is over. But an interesting problem I ran into is the set comes with all of these extra pieces and absolutely no explanation for what you do with them. I tried to find a video on my own that explained all of this, and I couldn't really find one that really explained what each piece was actually for. So I decided I'd put up my own. I apologize that the lighting's not that great. I've never really done this before, but I figured, if it's not out there, I might as well make my own. So, the three pieces that we have here, there's this strange looking thing right here. Oh, that's not good. Okay. So there's this weird looking thing right here. Let's see if I can focus. Are you going to focus? Okay. So it's this piece here. This little ratchet thing here. These and a pelvis. Now, the pieces that I have here, these are all actually the pieces that I've already swapped out because I've already gone and tweaked these guys. They're already done. But again, for the sake of reference, I kept all of the older pieces. Now I'm going to start with Sonic Drill here. So the pieces that are placed on him are pretty straightforward. You've got these two pieces on the shoulders and his pelvis area. So all you do is, for these are like the easiest part. These just pop right off. They're just held on by these little clamps. Focus. They're held on by these little clamps, these little bars in there, and they just snap right on. The pelvis, this one was a little bit of a pain in the butt. The easiest way I found to replace the part is you bend his waist out here, and that'll actually allow you to unpeg and accordion all of this down. It's part of the transformation. And with this unpegged, you can see that his waist is actually just held on by this. That focus is terrible. It's actually held on by this mushroom peg. So all you have to do is pop that out, pop the hips off, they're on ball joints, and then attach the new one, and everything is good to go. Now, as I understand it, like I said, this is a new set for me. I never actually had the earlier releases where some of these problems came about. Let me get that back in there. Okay. But apparently what the hips fix has to do with just general tightness. Makes things a little bit easy. Why are you not... Come on. Peg back in. Peg in? Yes? No. Not. Why are you not? This is what I get. This is what happens when I try. Come on. Come on. Alright, I'll come back to him. Anyway, that's how you replace the pieces on Sonic Drill. Now, this odd-looking, misshapen thing actually goes inside Celeritas. What this is, you can actually see the piece when you pop his chest open. It's in there. Come on. There we go. It's this little kind of foldy contraption right in the middle here. And to get this out, it actually wasn't that hard. You can take the figure apart. There are screws in here, but I found it was actually pretty easy to just kind of pull the sides a little bit and it pops right out. The head is a little tricky because the head is actually on there pretty tight, even though it's a tiny ball joint. So what I ended up having to do is just using I had to use a little screwdriver and just loosen that up, pop it off, put in the new part, pop it back on, tighten the screw. So pretty easy. Now this last piece, the actual replacement part looks pretty much the same, except it doesn't have this hole in the middle. Come on. Come on. Well, anyway, so this is a ratchet joint, and that goes on this guy here. I unfortunately don't remember his name and don't have any of the documentation next to me at the moment, so sorry. But this is a new ratchet joint for his waist, and the only way to replace that is with a good old-fashioned screwdriver. So go back here and ratchet that down, and there are 2 screws down here, 2 screws up here. All you do is loosen those up. This panel, you can kind of see right here, this whole panel will pop off, and inside there's the ratchet joint and a spring, and this is just held on by like a mushroom peg. So you just pop the top off, take out the old pieces, then you kind of have to wedge the new ratchet joint in there with the spring and get all this lined up. It's a little bit of a pain, but once you do, you just put this back on, tighten the screws, and you're all set. And that is all there is to it. It's actually not that annoying. Really the hardest part for me, even though switching out the ratchets on him it was a little bit, it took some doing just to get with the spring and everything like that. The real problem was this guy's hips. Sonic Drill's pelvis, for whatever reason, it did not want to come off. But, pulling at it enough, it did pop off and got everything switched out. So, I hope that this video is helpful to anybody. Sorry I couldn't show everything being done, but I already did it, and I don't feel like undoing it just to do it again. But hopefully a little more detail will make it easier for anyone else who gets this set, and I do think it's a really cool set. So if you have any interest in it, you can click on the link below, check it out at TF Source, and thanks for watching.